Good morning, everybody. I'm just doing an impromptu live this morning, and let me just make sure everything is working because I'm here by myself. My team is taking a break, but I just wanted to pop in and talk to you guys for a minute because, well, I'm doing an impromptu. That's what happens when we are here by myself. Okay. Now that that's worked out, I am here because I just wanted, hi Peggy. I just wanted to pop in and let me just make one more adjustment. There. Okay. I had a wonderful time with everybody this past week, and oh my gosh, it went so fast. And to be honest, I don't know if you're feeling the way I'm feeling, but I'm a little sad. It's all over. When we gather for these live workshops, it's just, the energy is just amazing. And it feels so inspiring. So it just feels, I mean, creatively, I'm struggling for the words right now, but I think those of you that attended understand. It's just something that we find hard to put into words, a community, an energy that is going throughout. We're all excited, alive, we're learning new things, and it just really inspires us to go on even more. So I just wanted to pop in this morning because I got a lot of questions throughout the night about the abstracted artist, about the workshop, and I thought, let me just go through some stuff and take my time and answer any questions. I have them here, but if one of your questions is not answered, just pop it in the chat. As long as I'm on here, I'll get to it. But here's what I also want to give you a little peek. Actually, let me slide over. These are some of the things that we worked on and played with this week. And this theme was abstract figures. But I don't want you to think that that's all that we do inside the abstracted artist. We do really anything that is abstract. We focus on like, how can we bring in ourselves into a painting and connect with it at a deeper level so that not only do we feel something from the art, like that energy that we were working on all week, but how can someone else feel that too? And it starts with acknowledging that if we feel it, like we have to feel it before someone else does. And so if we can feel it, then that is going to really allow somebody else to connect with our art. So it's been just a journey, and I want to bear with me for a second. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to take a look at what the workshop was about. Those of you that had purchased the upgraded version, I had some questions on that. So I'm just going to go through it again and take our time and show you. And then you can watch this at your leisure, but we decided to try something new for the first time. These are normally paid workshops, and then they go on and they live inside the abstracted artist, and members get to access them anytime. And so this time, as the idea was really like, okay, let's celebrate the new year. It's January. We're just kind of getting back into the swing of things. Some of us get stuck after the holidays. I mean, I even felt a little bit of that this year, and I didn't even host the holidays. But we find it a little challenging to sometimes get back in. So I did a free creative reset earlier, and that's also available to you on here, free. So it's, how do we get back into it, first of all? And then where do we go from there? So we decided, well, let's just extend a free offer to the next workshop, which was abstract figures. And see what people get from it, see how it helps them, see if it pushes them, right? And so if you did sign up for that, you have access to that free workshop until this Wednesday. And if you haven't yet, and this is your first exposure to it, go ahead. Let me pop it in the chat. Give me a second here because this is me in tech all by myself. But I have everything here. All right, so if you are interested in still doing that free online workshop for abstract figures, you can sign up today. You can watch all of them this weekend and see if that is something that sparks something inside of you. So here we go. Let me just copy this and put it inside the chat. This is the link. There we go. This is the link to sign up for abstract figures. It's completely free. And it'll give you a good exposure to, like, here's what we do inside there. It is designed for people that don't know how to draw, or I say that because I feel like I don't know how to draw. Like, I don't have drawing skills. I don't have formal, realistic drawing skills where I can take a person and proportionately, realistically draw them accurately. That's not me. I've even taken classes, and you know what I discovered in there is like, oh man, not only do I I get that I don't have a high level like other people do that were in the class taking it for a while, but like I realized, I'm like, I don't like that. For me, even though I admire that other people can do it, and if I was to buy something, I would like buy something from someone that is really good at that. But for my own enjoyment, I'm like, oh man, it just like, it felt like work. It wasn't fun. I didn't connect with it. It felt like I had to get it right. And those things go completely against what I'm about. And so it made it hard. And I wanted to present this workshop for people who maybe felt that same way, that loved art, they loved abstract art, they didn't want to get stuck in making things perfect. They liked the idea of doing figures, but it's maybe not something they want to make all their art about, or they kind of wanted to get a little taste and exposure to it. So that's what this is about. And we went through 5 days. Each day we touched on a different type of approach to abstract figures. And none of them required that you had to have these really great, accurate drawing skills. So let me just show you really quickly. These are some of the things that we worked on. And I actually ended up giving one away a day to people that were on the live. So here is, and let me see if I could get it without the glare. There. This is one of them that we worked on, and it was so much fun. We did most of it with a palette knife. We brought in other tools like colored pencils, markers, and even some pastels on, maybe not this one, but on other ones. And worked at how can we give a suggestion of a figure, but not get bogged down in all those details, because that's what makes us get in our head. And we focused on bringing out the energy, the mood, and the vibe. And that's what got us all excited. So let me put this back on here because I have winners for each one of these, and I have to make sure that they stay. But here's another one. This one was just a different approach, and it was still staying in abstract silhouettes and the suggestion of a figures. And I want you to notice, like, all of this was just done with a paintbrush. And let me show you so you can see, like, that I didn't, there's no details involved. It was done with a 2-inch wide paintbrush on purpose, and to, keep us in that abstract, keep us away from the details, away from getting caught in all that stuff that can either make us stuck or makes us get in our head too much and we judge ourselves. And neither one of those is going to give us good art. So we just had fun. And here's the other thing too, is I don't teach paint like me or everyone I don't teach everyone painting the exact same figure, the exact same thing, the exact same colors. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's not what I'm about. I feel that abstract art means that we are all unique, first of all, that we're all going to interpret things differently. We're going to see things differently on the composition. We're going to feel things differently, and we express it differently when we put it on the canvas. That's the whole point of abstract for me. And so if, people that do, like, let's say, I don't know, what's the word for it? It's like when you do a paint and sip and everybody goes and they paint the same type of painting using the same color, the same brush, and the teacher says, okay, dip the brush into this pink color and we're going to make a mark right up in the left corner. That's not what I do. So, and again, there's nothing wrong with it. These all are different types of approaches to work for different types of people that are looking for different types of art. And this is my way. This is a way. So it works for me and it works for the artists that I work with, because we've all realized, we've gotten to this point and we've realized, I'm a little different. And I want freedom to express whatever I'm feeling in the moment. And so we took all of those values and concepts and we applied it this time towards, how do I do that with abstract figures? So this is what day 2 was about, and it was really a lot of fun. You can see there's a lot of marks here. We brought in like pencils and other tools, and we just had fun. And well, hello from Pakistan. Imran, I think it is. Thanks for joining us. But this is what we like to do. We want that uniqueness for ourselves, right? And that freedom to approach it in any way. So day 3 was another new approach, and it was painting something like this. And the other example I used was this one up here, right? These are so cool. You can see that they are similar in their style and design. And the approach on that was really unique. And so we just worked on that, and everybody got a different painting. Like each day, we all got different paintings. And we had a private Facebook group. We shared it all. And I could tell you, gosh, the energy that came off of that group, people felt free. They felt validated, seen, and that their art mattered. And I think that's what we all want to know deeply inside, is like, our art matters. Like what I have to say, this is a form of communication. And what I have to say, I want to know, like, it matters, that it's important, that people can connect with it. And this type of approach was, gosh, it's really one of my favorites. And I think what happened to me during this is it inspired me to consider doing a series on different abstract figures. And we focused on not being proportionally correct, because we're all different shapes. And not just that, like, who wants to make it perfect and the same? That gets boring after a while. We want something that's going to be like, whoa, that's different. Let me take a closer look. So I'm thinking that for me, this is probably going to be something I go down and do some more on. It was really enjoyable. And day 4 was, we brought in some line work, and I think you can see it here. There's a little bit of a glare, but it started with just simple, like, you didn't have to paint over all this, but I wanted to focus on just lines and outlines, and you could see like the fun thing that you could do here is like you bring in the mood, and I don't think you can see. Let me see if I could get this a little closer, but okay, so there's a large figure here, and it's almost like you can see another figure here, like a head in the background, ever so slightly. And obviously there's one here, there's one here, and this one, I don't even know if the camera can pick it up, but there's a slight shadow of one right there. And it's really fun to bring in like the suggestion of something. And when you start playing with that, there's really no limit what you can do. And then we also, this is just a way of not having to deal with like the details of a face, right? Because the beauty of abstract art is you let people interpret and finish the painting in their own head. So I try to do things maybe about 85, 90% done, and then leave it in such a way where the viewer can like, okay, say, what does that face look like? And they finish it in their own head. Maybe it's gonna connect them to someone they know. Maybe it's gonna give them a memory of something about themselves, and that's the cool part. So, and then there's one more that we did, but the photos I used, it's with photos, and the photos I used are of my own family members, so they asked me not to share that, but that's the fifth approach. Using a photo and abstracting it. But if you do the course, if you sign up for the free course, you can go in and see that, and you'll get to do it, and I'll share exactly how I do it. And it's a really cool approach, and they make amazing gifts for people. So that's everything that we worked on. And I want to show you what the upgraded version was. So bear with me for a second. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to attempt to share my screen again. All right. I just have to look over to the side here. And those are my links. Let's get those off. Okay. Here, let me go back here. Let me go here. All right. See, this is just me doing it by myself. So we'll get through it. This is what the course looks like, okay? So there's an intro to textures here, a little intro video. Sorry, one sec, this one. Those are my other courses, which are on there too. But all right, intro here, day 1, what we worked on, day 2, what we worked on, day 3, and then you just click on them and you can, you click here and it'll show you everything. But day 4 and day 5 is still getting worked on by my team. So these are really big files that we want to make sure get uploaded in the right way. I have subtitles put on all of them, and it just makes it easier for people to read and double check and participate. And down here, if you purchased this upgrade, here's what you get in the upgrade. So the free version does not include any of this, okay? Just so you know. You get this bonus video that is almost 50 minutes. It's 49 minutes long. Inside that bonus video, I talk about how I approach the finishing touches on a painting, how I sign my name, how I varnish and finish off the paintings, and what sort of frames I display them in. These are all the supplies that I used to in this bonus video right here. This is the written framework, and I did not leave out any details. We break down each day, and you get to keep this printed out. This is still day 1, just so you know. Okay, there is nothing left out. Like I have it all here so that if you want to use this as your framework to keep on going, and, have that confidence while we're actually, while you're on your own. You can do that. That's all here. This is the document. These are the links that I used in that finishing video. So you can get exactly what I used and not wonder if what you have is the right thing. Okay. And then these are other links to other workshops that you just saw a second ago. I also did one on Intro to Textures, where we just took 5 days and we played around with all sorts of textures. And no experience was needed for that one either. I try to do my workshops in a way that it's not advanced, okay? And here's the other one, Abstract Landscapes. And this one is actually getting reworked by my team. We're just doing some re-editing of it, smoothing it out even more. But this was one of my favorite workshops, honestly, because I love landscapes, seascapes, waterscapes. And so these all sell separately. These are $34 each on the website. This currently is $25 on the website, okay, because it's always offered as a special promotion during the workshop. And you could get it for that price right up until February 4th. And then the free version comes down. The upgraded version comes down. We host it. It gets put up here with these, and it's going to be the same price as those. So you can still get it. But if you're considering, well, okay, what else do you have? This is really what's most popular. This is our platform called the Abstracted Artist. And I'm going to go in it here so I can show you. So right here, when you log in, this is what you get. So, and I'm in, this is not my account. I can't go in as myself because I'm the owner. So this is what you get. And these are all different categories here. And we just added 2 new. We're reorganizing things, always improving. So all the workshops are now going to go down here to make it easier for you to find. And we have a brand new category of artist interviews. So, but when you first come in, you're going to want to click in here, and there's just 5 sections. And these are meant for you to fill in gaps, right? And we add to these all the time too, based on what my members tell me. So let's just take a peek in here. Right now, there's over an hour's worth of videos in here. And this is where you would look for really basic stuff. Okay, how to set up your palette, what types of paints I use, different tools, painting surfaces, how I clean my brushes. But this is the part that everyone right here that will, depending, like no matter what your level is, it's getting back to reconnecting with yourself, because this is where you start to bring that magic quality into your art. And then how do you design your own creative practice? Because it's going to be different because you're different. So these are always here. They live here for you to go back and reference. But as you get into, let's take a peek in another one here. All right. This one has over 5 hours, 17 different pieces here. And it's all focusing on, here, going back to finding your path, your mindset and process, recording color palettes. Like, how do you get it so that you smooth your process? You start keeping track of things, right? You follow the process. This is how I build into a series. I brainstorm, and then you start the series, and I take you through an entire series, all the different layers, how I approach, how I pause, reflect, I go on, final layer, and then wrap it up. And then how you can take all of this and use it for your practice. And you take what works for you, and then you leave what doesn't, because you're a individual artist, and you're different, right? We have recorded live events, and that could be anything from the Q&As. You can see all the Q&As in here. They go all down the line, and these live workshops are going to be going to be moved into that new category. So this is pretty much going to be mostly our live Q&As and community coffee and art talks. Like we do community calls too, where members can just jump on and unmute and share their work and really connect and make those strong connections with other artists, because that's what we need. It gives us strength. It gives us that confidence to know that we are doing everything like possible and that this is the journey. Then we have master classes, and those are topic based. We currently have 19 different master classes in here. By the way, I should mention that we just turned 1 year old. 1 year old. So we've been on live doing this for about a year, and these are just different master classes here. Look, how to make an abstract painting with everything but the brush. This was a 2-part series. First part here, second part is there. How do you get unstuck? How do you evaluate and refine your own practice? We just did that one. Working with plaster, 2-part class, molding paste, gel medium, all of that, like that's all in there. And we take our time and work with that. Then there's just little monthly demos and practices because we're abstract. It's like a muscle that we have to work on a regular basis to stay strong. We just did creating holiday Christmas cards, holiday tiny canvases. Then we paint things like, okay, what is this concept warmth? What would that look like if I was to paint that? Or what does mysterious look like? What is a color challenge we can use to express ourselves and stay within that color palette? What are some warm white recipes? Because white is never just white in a painting, right? How do we bring line making in and have that become part of our abstract language as we develop? So there's a lot in there, and every month something new gets released. And then there is a tab here. There are some members that want to build a business. And so I started this. And right now we have, okay, the basics of selling. And then we have how I grew on Instagram. It's a 3-part series. And it's basically how I, as a non-tech person, built to 47,000 Instagram followers, 60,000 Facebook followers, and now a little over 3,000 YouTube. YouTube's my newest thing. So, but this is where I'm going to go into more detail on whatever it is that people want to know for business. Like, what are the natural steps to build if you want to sell your art? But not everybody wants to do that. So we just keep that over here. There's bonus content. So when you sign up, you're going to get an email that says welcome. And it's going to tell you you've got some bonus content just for signing up. That's yours to keep, whether you stay with us or not. So if you keep that email and never delete it and decide not to become part of the abstracted artist, like, or you decide later on, okay, this isn't for me, you get to keep those as long as you keep that email. But I also uploaded them in here just to make it convenient. So there's 3 big bonuses in here, and it's over $250 worth of bonuses. This is a recorded art talk that I did at a National Art Summit. And they wanted me to talk on art as a path to healing. And I need to let you know it's because that was something that I went through. I had some really serious health conditions, and I needed to heal. And this was how I discovered art can actually help us heal. And I also do a demo in here. And then one of the things I get most asked about is, what are some of the colors? Like, how do you get your colors to look a certain way? And so I, through the years, have come up with some custom color blends. And these right here, this is 4 of my recipes. Like there's more, but there's 4 of my custom blend color recipes in here. And I do it for you. I show you how on camera, how I mix it. And then I also give you the written recipes. And then here is the abstract Christmas tree workshop bonus. Now, I would give these away all throughout the years, and I still do sometimes. These make great gifts. It's a fun activity, and this is a workshop that you can just keep doing over and over again. So these are all your bonus content, and whether or not you stay with us or not. But we also have a private community, and we were quiet on that this week because we were all in the workshop, and we had a separate Facebook group just for the workshop. But this is, let me scroll down. This is what some of the members share. Like, they share their work. They ask for feedback. They ask for, this was something somebody asked me for. And we just communicate and we get feedback. Okay, I think they were asking, is this horizontal? Should I do this horizontal? This was a big frame. They had 4 little ones put in. Should I do it horizontal or vertically like this? So, but you can see, and this was one of the members actually got her first commission, and that was really exciting. So it's a way for us to privately communicate, connect, and bounce ideas, share things off of. And this is a page I started here where when we come across things that are important to us, I put them on a resource page. So these are all my Amazon. I get asked for this all the time. What are the exact products you use on Amazon? Like, I want to know, because I can't find, like, whatever I'm finding, it's not it. So I put them all together here in a really nice little neat section that allows you to just go back. I even put my artist mindset and growth books here. These are all books that have helped me tremendously. Some of them are not about art, but they're all mindset, and they're just huge in my development. Here, these are for those that have asked, how do I register to attend art festivals, to sell my art? And these are just some shipping and shipping companies that I use when I ship my art. Here is a new frame and canvas that we found because just check this out. I love it. It's not just, we all struggle with canvases and frames and all that, but this is a brand new company that sends it to you as is. So look at, you get the final product with a custom fitting frame, and all you have to do as the artist is take the screws out, paint on it, pop it back in the frame, and send it to your client, or for yourself. Just keep it for yourself. And it makes it so much easier. So all of this is available here. And let me just go quickly to this one here. This is a brand new category, Artist Spotlight. And I have an artist in here, Flavia Bersan. You may have heard of her. Look her up. She is huge on Instagram. And she and I connect on so many different levels with our approaches to abstract painting. She is a master at using modeling paste and making it smooth and getting these really cool effects on her painting here. And I have another one that is coming out in 2 weeks with Samantha Cortez, and she's a Pittsburgh-based artist. And this is now a new category that we're going to be building on. And here are the workshops. So it takes you right back to all of this. And let me just stop sharing. And okay, so I wanted to take a time and just give a non-rushed tour. Oh, Beth, I'm glad you bought the course. If I save the link, do I need to print anything, or will I always be able to access the link? Yes, you will always be able to access the link. The course is yours, so keep it. But here's what I recommend, because if you're anything like me, I'm a digital mess. I don't always understand. If my team you've seen a couple of goofs I've had already this morning because it's just me. I did a really impromptu here. YouTube, my team's not here to fix things. So here's what I have to do. I have to give myself like safety nets. So bookmark that link and you just, highlight it, go to, I think it's either under file or edit. It says bookmarks and then it gives you an option to add to favorites. I do that. And so those appear on the side of your computer, at least in Apple, they do. You could have it set up so when you have the idea like, oh man, I bought that course a while ago. What? I don't even remember the name of it, but I knew I bought it. I can go to my bookmarks and I could scroll down. And usually when I see it, I'm like, oh, there it is. That's it. Thank God I saved it, right? So you do not need to print out the PDF. But I need a digital team with me all the time. You don't need to print out that PDF, but it's there. You can either pull it up on your screen. Sometimes I like copies and I like to just have them out like right next to me when I'm painting. And it's an easy reference because I'm still kind of old school in that way. I've made huge strides with like the digital stuff, but I'm still more comfortable analog, if that makes sense. So I'll keep my printouts right here next to me, and I just go from there. And sometimes I like to write on them too. So I will print it out and say, okay, I'm working on a new series, and then I make all my notes on those PDFs. And the best part is like it's not like I ruined the PDF. If I'm going to do another series, I print out another new PDF and I can start all over again. And yet my notes stay on that one. I can refer back to it. I keep it with my series as I go along. And it just makes life easier for me. So that's how I like to do it. But what I wanted to say was so we have two options for people. Like you can buy the courses. So this course is free up until I still work with written material too. Oh, you are awesome, Beth. For people that want to just see if this abstract figure course is just for them, it's still free. If you do it before Wednesday, you still have plenty of time. You have all weekend. There's 5 days worth. They're about an hour and a half each. You can check it out. You can start it. And I have the supply list in there. And my supply lists are sort of general because when we do something like this, I don't think it's really fair to tell people you have to go out and spend $250 worth of this particular art supply to participate in the workshop. I'm not gonna, especially if I know, I want to see if I even like it, right? Before I go out and spend that sort of money. So you can watch it. You can use things you already have to get a feel for it, see if you like it. And then, if you want something more specific that I mentioned in there, go ahead and get it. And that's completely fine. That it's your choice and you're in control. And that always feels better for us when we, have control over that. So there is that option to purchase it, but you have to sign up for, actually, let me see if I could drop the link in. Give me a second. Here is the upgrade if you do just, want to purchase that one workshop. Let me drop it in the comments here. And there it is. Okay. So that's for the workshop if anybody does want to purchase it. But let me tell you, I have an entire, I have lots of ways to support artists. I just talked about the abstracted artist, and here's who that is for. That's for those of us that we want to paint, but we don't want to get into such a fast pace of life where, and I'm going to use this as an example. I'll use myself. I have taken so many online classes throughout the years, and I love that they are available because I feel like, gosh, this day and age, isn't that awesome? I can do it from my own home, have a computer set up right off the side. I'm watching it and I'm doing it. I'm having the best time, and I don't have to go anywhere, right? There's pros and cons to that type of course. And the thing is, like, I mean, I still take them. I like them, but I have to keep a couple of things in mind when I do that. So let's say I sign up for this big 8-week course, right? I'm going to learn how to do this theme or this something skill from start to finish in 8 weeks. Well, during that time, here's what I have to do. Like, there's going to be, I know there's a guarantee, there's live sessions with the instructor, there's Q&As, maybe those are a separate live call, and there's a live instructional call. And then we maybe have some recorded lesson exercises, right, that we have to work on our own. Well, first of all, I have to make sure that the time zone, because these happen all over the world, the time zone for that instructor that they're using, that it's viable for me. It's like it's not the middle of the night. And there are some countries we just can't, avoid depending on where we are. But there's some workarounds, right? So, however, if I'm in that live 8-week session and I want to do the class, then I know that I'm going to need to change my schedule in such a way that I'm going to be available for as many, if not all of those live sessions. Because here's the thing. I only have access to that instructor during those 8 weeks. And first of all, it's really cool that I get access to them. But second, I don't know about you guys, but like, I don't always have questions during those live weeks. My questions tend to happen after the fact, after the course ends or towards the end of the course, because now I'm starting to understand things better. And now I'm realizing, oh, this is going to be a challenge for me. Like, what's my workaround? Or I didn't think of that happening. I got to ask somebody what to do in this case. And so that makes it a little harder because once that course is done, I don't have access to that instructor. I may still have access to the course, but not to the instructor to run my questions by. And I always find that something really challenging. And not only that, I had to rearrange my entire schedule, push responsibilities that may have normally fallen in that time frame. I had to push them to other times. And it can throw things off for a little bit. And so I wanted something that just allows us to have that freedom to fit the learning into what our regular schedule would look like. So everyone's going to be different. Now, for me, I like to paint during the daytime, and I can either paint in the mornings or I can paint in the afternoon. Generally, I like to do it in the afternoons because I have certain things I like designated done in the mornings, and that's me. So I want to be able to access my classes and watch them during that time. And there are going to be people that are night owls. They want to do it late at night. It works best for them. There are people that maybe it's a Saturday morning or a Sunday afternoon because that's their only day, but that's a time that feels really good to them. And it's our minds get programmed for that, right? So we get used to that and we get programmed. Oh, this is my paint time. I can't wait. I got to get in there. And to know that you have something already on file that you can access or work with. That's what this is about. And so inside the Abstracted Artist, we release something every week. And it's not meant to overwhelm. It's meant to sort of just keep us on pace. It's not like 5 different things come out that week and, oh my gosh, I got to get them all done or I'm behind. And the following week's not going to make sense to me. We are kind of on a different mindset in the Abstracted Artist. Everyone that is on there has acknowledged okay, painting is a way of life for me. I want to do this because it either brings me joy, I feel creatively inspired that there's something inside me I have to get out, or maybe it brings me a sense of healing because of something I went through, or I just find it therapeutic. It grounds me and centers me back down after a stressful day, right? So there's all different reasons. And what we've discovered is we like a consistency, and we like something that is available for us but doesn't overwhelm us with too much of one thing at a time. However, if I'm in the mood, I can go log on to the Abstracted Artist and I could binge watch a lot of stuff. I could get into a paint-a-thon with myself and just paint for that weekend. And I've got the community there where I can reach out to somebody. So we still do lives, okay? And we do lives so that those that still want to connect and have questions can, and they get them answered. So there's a live Q&A every month, and then we are finding a balance of, okay, when do we bring in community calls? Like, we're going to do another one this Wednesday. We call them coffee and art talks. So we all bring our coffee. We bring some things we're working on. People can unmute and actually talk and share if they're comfortable and they want to. And I want to tell you, like, some of the powerful connections that have started from people doing that inside that call. Initially, we may be a little nervous and scared and like, oh gosh, what am I stepping into? Are they like so advanced and I'm not? And I understand that. Like, I feel that too. But I think you'll see right away that it's not about that. Nobody thinks that way. We're all excited to talk to each other. We're excited to see what each other's doing. It inspires us, and we get ideas, and we celebrate the success of others, and we share our ideas. We get feedback, not just from me, from you guys, because you guys are artists. And I want you to know that whether or not you join this, you are an artist, and it's who we are. It's inside us, and we have something valuable to say with our art. Each one of you has something valuable to say with your art to others that only you can say. So I firmly believe that you and your art is meant to reach certain people that honestly only you can reach. I will never reach them. They're not a part of my world. They're not meant to be. They are meant to be a part of yours. And your art is going to impact their life in such a great way. And it's meant to be shared. So inside the community call, we reflect on those things. And we also reflect on what it does for our own lives, right? And we take that time to understand that, okay, we probably have gone through most of our life already, because most of us are, we've had a good life. Like, we've had careers, we've had children, we've had a lot of things. And sometimes when we get caught up in the world, we compartmentalize things. And so that may look like, here's my job, my corporate stuff. Here's my hobbies. Here's my family. Here's my friends. Here's where I do self-care and work out. And it just like, it's all blocked off, walled off, and separate. And one of the things that I'm always teaching is you can't do that. Like, you can't bring your art in and just put it over here. It doesn't work. It's connected to everything else in your life. So we work at bringing those walls down. It takes time, because we're so used to having those separations, right? So it takes time. And it starts with recognizing, and then it starts with doing something about that recognizing. And what happens is we discover that all of those parts of our life have valuable insight to what we say with our art. Even maybe a corporate job, if you hate it, right? That is going to bring a lot of value into your art because it's all a part of you. And when you learn how to take all of that none of it's bad. It's all really good. They all come together and make the unique recipe of you. And so that's what makes your art so different from anyone else's. And if you go on the Facebook group, those of you that decide to come and do the free version of this workshop, we have a private Facebook group for everyone that did it. You're going to see like, oh my gosh, such beautiful pieces that I wouldn't have been able to think up. The color combos, and everyone's style is so different. And we can celebrate it all and we can appreciate it all. And that is what spills over into the abstracted artist, and we carry it on with everything. And so I want you to think of, let me actually put one more link in here. I have a support page for artists, and let me just grab it here, one sec. I have a support page for artists that has all the different ways that my team and I can support you. And yeah, that's this one right here, the bottom one. So if you just click on that link, it's going to show you, like, there's a lot of different things. I have a top 10 tools list that I can share with you of stuff that is guaranteed to make your art stay more in the abstract realm. I have a weekly video vlog or video email that goes out to help you with your artist mindset, keep you in that positive mindset. We also do free lives every now and then. I just did one in January called the Creative Reset 2026. You can go back to my YouTube channel and find that and still do it. There's a worksheet that goes with it. Just put your email in. They'll send you the worksheet and the video together, and you can take your time and go through that, right? There's a lot you can do for yourself, even if you're not ready to go on to something that's a little more consistent. We're all starting in different spots, and it's important that we like meet ourselves where we're at. And just go through all the options there in that, and you'll see. And I want to say, but if you do decide, okay, so if you do decide that you want to come in, like, yeah, that I want to do the abstracted artist, that is for me. I'm so ready. Let me put that link in there. And you can go right there and just take a look. We have a couple of different options for people depending on what you need. But here's one thing that if you're brand new here right now and just seeing this for the first time, there's a special offer that I sent out to people that you won't necessarily see, I don't think, on the page yet. But here's what it is. So I understand that, we all come in maybe a little apprehensive, a little nervous, a little like wondering, oh, is this for me? Do I fit here? Are these my people? And I think you'll see, if you can watch the free version of the workshop, you'll see we are your people. We are all, oh, thanks, Peggy. I love that you're in the membership. Yes. I mean, it really is such and Peggy's art is amazing. If you join in the membership and you see, she shares her art, it's amazing. But we all come in with like different backgrounds and feeling different ways, just wondering if we're going to fit. And I used to feel that way about a lot of stuff, and I kind of went through life thinking, oh, I don't fit in like anybody's clique or group or friend group. Like they all are this way and I'm not. And so I don't feel like I fit, or same thing with another group in a different arena. And I just kind of like, it affected me. And I thought, what's wrong with me, right? There's nothing wrong with me. It just took me a while to realize, okay, I found my misfits. I don't want to say that, but I know I'm not the only one that went through life thinking that, I'm a misfit. I don't fit into anything so perfectly, but I'm not meant to. And artists are not meant to. We are built in a unique way, and we are meant to stay unique. Who wants to make art that looks like everyone else's? That's boring. And it doesn't resonate with anyone. We want to put a bullet or dagger right through my heart. I want that to land here and go, oh my gosh, whoa. That's what we're about, right? And so these are your people. These are people that think like that. And we connect. We understand the importance of it. We understand that, same is boring. Different is where it's at. And allowing ourselves that freedom to say, you know what? I love you guys. You're all artists like me, but I'm so different from you, and to celebrate it because that's how it should be. So that's what the Abstracted Artist is about. And let me make sure I just gave you guys all the links. On demand, artists. Yeah. So take a look at that and see where you resonate. You are welcome here. Oh, my offer. I almost forgot. Here's the offer that everyone gets when they join Abstracted Artists. So we're going to close the doors on Wednesday, February 4th at midnight. And then I'm going to work exclusively just with the artists. So I like to put all my attention and focus on the members and just give what is needed, right? I love connecting with them. I love teaching. That's where my heart is at. And we're going to just get right down to it. So, but if you join, doors close February 4th, okay? But if you join before Monday, February 2nd, midnight in Pacific Standard Time, so I'm in Vegas, so that's our cutoff point. If you join before then, you will get a bonus. In addition to those bonuses that I showed earlier, you will get an additional bonus of a small group Zoom call where there's 5 other artists or less that joined at the same time as you. And we'll get to know each other. You'll each have a chance to share. Okay, this is something I want to learn. This is something I've been stuck with. This is the direction I want to go. How do I do all of this? And it allows us a chance to consider, what would be a path for you? How can we help you get there? And also give you a chance to connect with colleagues, because they are your colleagues of your own in this new community that you are now part of. And all of that is just going to it's going to come underneath you and give you strength and confidence. And 6 months from now, I think if you look back, you're going to be really surprised at the type of art, and how much clearer your vision is for yourself and what you're able to do. And not only that, you're going to have so much fun because creating is fun. And so I want to leave you with this one last thought. Here's what I love doing. Whether you consider yourself an artist or not, and whether you have experience painting or not, because there's a couple different types of us. There's the beginner that is oh, I love this, but I don't dare. I have no experience. They probably all have so much training, and I'm brand new at this. I feel like I'm embarrassed to put my stuff up, right? And then there's the other side. So beginners may struggle with that, but those of us that have experience, we struggle too. Just so you know, we struggle too. And we maybe struggle with different things. So we're going, oh, you would think after 10 years of painting experience or whatever it is, I could do a better job than this. I could get my idea on the canvas. I could use colors better, or like, I'm still making this ugly mud. Like, what is that? Why can't I just do what I want? And it just looks horrible to me. And so we tend to maybe beat ourselves up. And so neither one of those is good. But here's my hope for you. You can get past that. I teach, because I fully believe it, 99% of being an artist, 99% of being an artist is all mindset. It's all mindset. So, do you know what that 1% left is? It's not talent, if that's what you're thinking. It's definitely not talent. It's practice. And by practice, I mean, think of it like a yoga practice or a golf practice. If you've ever taken a yoga class or worked out for any matter in any way, the teacher will often say, this is a practice, not a perfect. Like, this is something, meaning we work on this all the time. We are not going for perfection. We are wanting to be consistent, working on these skills, and just going for improvement. And so over time, if you just do that consistently, you're going to make art you love, because it is inevitable. You will connect with what matters most inside of you. You'll understand why, and then you're going to be able to take that out a little bit more consistently and put it in art. Trust me, that will happen. So it's something we can relax about and rest into. And when you get to that point, whether you are brand new or you've been painting for a while, here's my hope for all of you. You can create art that you love so much and you personally find beautiful, that you're going to, look at a wall in your house and you're going to go, I want to paint a painting there. And then you're going to know how to approach that and how to make something and how to decide, like, okay, it's done. I love it. And you're going to hang it on your wall. And here's what happens every time. And I can say this because it's what happened to me. And this is how I figured this all out. Was I started doing that, putting paintings on walls, and I wanted it done in a certain way. And I kind of found, like, it was this subconscious little thing that I found. I'd walk into the room and I'd look and I'd go, oh, I love how I feel every time I look at that. I love that piece of art. And it kind of made me just for a second, it reset my central nervous system. And so the amped up from the stresses of the day kind of came down a bit. And I also found myself walking through these rooms going, I don't need to rush. I don't want to rush and get out of here and do my stuff. I actually like being here. It gave this ambiance and this vibe in the room. And I thought, this is kind of nice. I think I want to sit for a little bit. And sometimes I'd just take my cup of coffee, I'd sit down, and I'd give myself 5 minutes to just get lost in that beautiful piece of art. And that's all available for you. So you not only get those 3 bonuses, but you'll get, if you can join by Monday, if you decide to say yes to yourself, because that's what it is, it's yes to you. Join us before midnight and I'll give you that additional bonus. You can still join after, but that's when the additional Zoom bonus ends. So go back, take a look at it. If you have any other questions, I'll be checking the chats. And if you sign up and you do the free version of the workshop, here's another thing. If you upgrade to the workshop and you decide I want to keep that workshop, but oh wait, I think I still want to I want to join the abstracted artist. Okay, so that workshop lives inside the abstracted artist, but it also lives separately. So if you purchase it, you've got it, even if you decide down the road to not, continue with the abstracted artist. But because you've purchased it, you'll get a special coupon code that will allow you to deduct the price of that workshop off of the monthly or yearly membership. So if you go with the monthly membership, it's $34 a month. That brings it down to $9 for that first month. And it'll deduct it also across the yearly membership. And if you do decide to join for that yearly membership, you already get 2 months free because you're paying it all up front. And you get access to it for that whole year. Okay, so just consider that. First month, $9 if you've done the purchased upgrade version of the workshop but still want to go on. You will get to do that, $9 that first month. And go back, take a look. If you have questions, just reply back to any of those emails that you were sent out about the workshops. And I get to them. My team and I get to them all. We will answer all of them. And we really hope to see you inside the abstracted artist. We want you to know that this is your moment and you belong here with us. So I hope to see you in there. Thank you all for joining. I'm going to sign off now. Let me get this over here. And I really hope to see you inside. Okay. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.